Micro Machine Man here, flexing my mighty micro muscles so I can lift an entire semi-truck with one hand. Drum roll, please. Phew, why, it's a Micro Machine semi-truck, of course. Just part of this all-new, dramatically detailed, stupendously styled collection of Micro Machines. All smaller than a nut, this one and that one. Look at these fabulous flyers, military custom classics, tough tanks, nifty 50s, luxury limos, awesome antiques, best boats, hot bikes, and choppers. And now these breathtaking beauties feature fabulous ultra-fast wheels. They really fly. But that's not all. Check out these deluxe drivers, dudes with doors, hoods, and trunks that really open and close. Wow, there's so many Micro Machines to choose from. I'll take this one and this one and this one. The Micro Machine vehicles from Galoob, collect them, race them, trade them. And now many Micro Machines have ultra-fast wheels for ultra-fast speed. Remember, if it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing.
But you know, that's right. It is a real thing because right here it's Monday night at 8 o'clock. And you know what time it is. That's right. It's time to start Nerd Initiative right here with your week, right here on Play for Keeps show. My name's Off the Cuff Tom. Hey, Mickey, why don't you start and play that fabulous Play for Keeps intro?
Okay.
What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? I'm at a super secret location this week because things happen, but I'm still glad to be here with you. Trust me, I am floating out right now in the Micro Machines internet place as it is. But as always, it is Monday night. It is 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your week off right because I kind of did that just a little fast. I am no John Machida, but I hopefully did him justice. Anyway, with me, as always, he's the voice of Nerd Initiative. He's the planes and trains to my automobiles. He's Mickey CWK Smith.
Yes. I wasn't ready for that one. Not a whole lot, man. Yeah, this has been a week, right? And I'm ready to talk about some Micro Machines because I love Micro Machines.
We're going to talk big things about little tiny vehicles. That is the wonderful thing. Now, unfortunately, like I said, since I am floating out in the ether right now, I do not have any of my pickups with me. The only thing I personally did get this week is I started picking up some acrylic shelving so I can really show off my figures. We tried with some of the old school ones that I had personally made for my Skylanders. More on that later. So we finally got some clear acrylic ones, and now it's just like there's so much empty space because you can see through them. And then we also got, I don't know if I mentioned, I got SM33 from our friends over at Big Bad Toy Store.
You did not mention that.
I got SM33 from the Acolytes, the only figure and character I liked from the whole show.
Okay.
How about you? Anything this week?
Nothing, man. I was like sitting here before you got on looking around. I was like, you know what? I don't have anything. This is like the first time in a while I don't have a pickup.
And remember, folks, we are human. As much as, we do talk about toys and collectibles and we wish that they could all send us stuff.
Yeah.
We do pay out of pocket for this stuff. So, you can always make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. So we might not just start doing this thing,
Hey.
Shameless plug.
Tell us what you picked up, right? We could talk about
exactly. Drop it in here in the comments below because you know what? If you let us know what you picked up this week, that is some fantastic news. But more importantly, what's going on in toy news? So many things are happening right now. We've got some interesting stuff coming up. So, Mickey, why don't you kick it off?
So, Hiya Toys has a Heat Ray Godzilla figure coming out. This is, let's see if we got anything here on the description. Not really. There's some beautiful pictures of it. I don't know what it's going to look like in hand, but if it looks anything like these photos, I might pick this up, right? It's only a 7-inch. It's not huge, right? I don't really have a price on it right now either.
I'm just on this site right now. The pre-order, and I don't mean to steal your thunder, is $54 for a 7-inch. Gorgeous articulation. I mean, I can at least tell on the arm alone, we've got a double jointed elbow, which is hidden, so you don't even see the pins. Double jointed wrist. I mean, that's 4 points right there. From the elbow, from the shoulder all the way down, there's already 6 different points of articulation. So you can imagine with a figure as clunky as Godzilla is to be able to put all that detail in. And I wouldn't be surprised if the tail has multiple turning points as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I almost thought the neck does too, but I think that's just the way it looks.
They might have a little pivot like this
Yeah, yeah,
and possibly a down. So
possibly. But I thought that was pretty cool and looked really good, so I thought I would include it this week.
that might go on my shelf.
Yeah, I've been looking for one. I have a little like 4-inch 1954 Godzilla over here, but I was like,
Mhm.
I want to upgrade to something really cool.
Oh, you want to know about Mrs. Cuff? What she has on her shelf?
Yes.
She has the little derpy, like they look like they're supposed to be like uh, rubber duckies,
I think that's
um,
what I got. Hold on. I got him right here.
like little chubbies.
Oh no,
No,
this is
no,
just
no,
like
no.
little
Like,
vinyl there.
oh no, these are like tiny little derpy chibi.
I know which one you're talking about. I got
They're
big
so
eyes.
cute. Anyway,
Tamashii Nations dropping
ooh, our friends over at Bandai, man, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rex preview. This is it right now. This is kind of like an announcement. More will be coming on August 28th. So,
And this comes from the Soul Chogokin line. And if anybody's are Power Ranger fans, this is a very high end, very beautiful, very meticulous, very expensive figure. So if you are a Metal Gear person, trust me, don't hide under your cardboard box. Get this.
oh yeah, I know it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Mickey saw it and it went, whoom. He had the whole exclamation point.
Exactly. Oh man, I couldn't go without including something Ninja Turtles related, and we got Garfield this time.
But it's a Monday. Garfield hates Mondays.
He does hate Mondays. But yeah, so we've got Garfield's Halloween Adventure and Garfield Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover from Boss Fight Studios. These actually look really cool. And I swear yesterday I almost pre-ordered the Ninja Turtles set. It just I'm gonna think about it a little more, but it was I was like, let me give it a couple of days before I just buy something off of like fear of missing out or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I like the Halloween one. You know how I feel about certain crossovers. I don't know if this was a needed crossover.
Absolutely not.
My opinion.
But it just looks so cool. Like the pizza
yeah,
cutter.
pizza wall.
And there's something about Odie with the turtle shell on his head that's just cute. And the tail wag articulation. I'm like,
It's tubular.
I'm gonna think about it, like as a Ninja Turtle collector, I have to really think about it. And
Mhm.
hold on just a second, because I don't think it's at a bad price either. I'm trying to remember when I was looking at it. I'm gonna pull it up right here real quick. Yeah, $45 for you get both of them. What for either or the Halloween one or the Ninja Turtles crossover. But yeah, that's not too bad. I don't think. Maybe
Okay.
yeah. I thought that was cool. Warhammer fans?
I'm not, but I know one of our favorite comic book writers, for Nerd Initiative, Stephanie Phillips, is a huge Warhammer fan.
So Joy Toy has been knocking these out of the park, in my opinion. Like, if I was a Warhammer fan, I would be buying these and collecting them because every time I see new ones come out, I'm like, that looks amazing. If only I was like a huge Warhammer fan, I would buy these for sure. So this is the Chaos Space Marines Cypher, Lord of the Fallen, and Horus Heresy, Sons of Horus, Little Horus Aximond. I know I'm knowing these names because I don't know enough about Warhammer.
Oh,
but
you're doing great. Just keep it up.
yeah. But man, they just look so cool. Like
They do look great. What's the scale on them? Are they going to be?
They are. Hold on. I'm pretty sure those are like 4 or 5 inches. They're not huge, but they're so detailed for what they are. They might be 6 inches. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. 1/18. So that's like 4 to 5 inches, I think. Because 1/12 is 6 inch. Use 6 to 7. But these things are like super detailed and come with a lot of accessories usually.
That Horus figure, $63 right now.
Yeah. They're not cheap.
No, they're not cheap, but they are pretty.
Warhammer, number one, that's usually going to pull a price tag with you. And like the detail on them is always good. Every time I see someone review these or unbox them on like YouTube or Instagram or wherever, I'm like, man.
Those are actual Warhammer scale. Those are 4 inches.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
4.72 inches.
Wow. That's cool.
No wonder they're that much. So if you're a Warhammer fan, if you're Henry Cavill, you got the money for this. Go at it, sister.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Feeling a little old today. 25th anniversary Beyblade set coming out. This is Beyblade X 25th anniversary. Includes 4 launchers, 4 attack type tops, and 4 attack type blades. Dragoon Storm, Storm Pegasus, Victory Valkyrie, and Drawn Sword or Dran Sword. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but yeah. So
Dude, it's got Blue Pegasus, one of the main ones from the original series.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rev it up.
My Beyblade knowledge was pretty non-existent until like my oldest son kind of got in a little bit. And so we started buying them and playing with them. You know, we bought the stadium and everything and would rip it and just, it's actually a lot of fun, right? But that time has passed for me, I guess. Like
A buddy of mine was on one of the many reiterations of the show. So
yeah. And my brother was totally into it, but that was just kind of like, we had such an age gap. There was a point where like I was too old to like pay attention to what he was doing. And this is when that happened. So Beyblade is in a special little pocket for me. So I'm always interested when I see something about it.
It's fascinating. I think what I really like is if the kids take their time and learn the science that goes behind, how the tops work. That's where I really like it. Like this, if Hasbro really spinned it off really well, aside from the silly cartoon and the spirits and the beasts and blah blah blah, and the kids use this as a stepping stone to STEM, that's what I would really like to see out of it.
Yeah, because you can interchange all those parts, and there's a lot. So NECA DC Toonie Comics Classics, they've got these 3 figures coming up. I believe they're already on pre-order now, if I'm not mistaken. But it's kind of like the Toonie Terrors for anyone that collects those, but like for comics, and they do DC. There's been Superman and the Joker, and they may have done a couple of others, but that's the only ones that I can remember seeing in store. I mean, pretty cool. Again, like there's just so many things to collect. You just can't collect them all. I was getting into the Toonie Terrors for a little while, and then I pulled back because I was like, I gotta focus on other things. So, comic book fans, these are coming. Look for them.
It's okay. Not my style. It's okay.
Yeah. There's an art style for everyone. Yeah,
there's one style for everybody.
Yep, for sure. Absolutely. This is for you. So
it all changed when Wizards of the Coast attacked.
You got
capitalism.
Booster boxes, you've got jumpstart boosters, and you've got a beginner set. I mean, if you're a Magic the Gathering fan, I know there's a lot out there, or you're an Avatar fan. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you though, when you go to buy these, you're gonna be surprised at how much they probably gonna be.
Okay, I have a question. I got a really, really bad question here.
Okay.
I'm an old school player. A lot of you guys out there, I'm going to use terminology. If you're newer players, are not going to know what I'm talking about. If you're old school players, you're going to appreciate this. I am a legacy / 1.5 player.
Yeah.
Okay. This beginner's box, is this a commander deck or is it a standard deck?
If I'm gonna look it up, but if I had to guess, it's probably commander. That's kind of where everything has gone. You know what I mean? Just from what I can tell, but let me see real quick. We'll pull it up here on Amazon.
And don't get me wrong, I'm okay when it's, and Kat's in the chat, she agrees with me, it should be a standard deck. Look, I'm okay. Like you can integrate, benders into Magic very easily. A lot of clerics in the air nomads. You can have a lot of shaman in the water tribe. You could have a lot of fighters or humans just in fire and swamp. You can do all the spirits. Like there's so many ways to integrate Avatar into standard Magic. So if they go the way of Commander on this, as much as I love Aang,
it's your standard. When I say standard, I mean a lot of trading card games that I've bought that are beginning packs. This is pretty standard. 2 20-card tutorial decks.
Okay.
2 play mats, 2 spin down life counters, 2 learn to play guides, and 5 double-sided tokens and a rule.
Okay, so that's standard, standard Magic. That's not a commander deck then.
No. So if you're a beginner, it's just I see they're using these like franchises to pull people in with these things.
I will say to Hasbro, flame-o, good hot man.
Do we have any Gwar fans in the house?
I mean, my friend Mark really likes Gwar.
I think this is cool. So Trick or Treat Studios and Spew Tank Blood Slime figures.
Bless you.
Oh man, are proud to present the officially licensed Gwar 5-inch action figures. They kind of have like a Masters of the Universe look to them, but not as beefy. Like they're more
Gwar.
emaciated. Yeah, exactly. But they kind of have that. They look like that kind of articulation and type of action figure.
It's like He-Man meet Toxic Crusaders.
Exactly. Let's see here. Standing roughly 5 inches tall, highly detailed figures, packed in retro style action figure packaging. Backing cards feature art by Doug Nation.
Ooh.
Your Gwar collection is about to get even more disgusting. The Spew Tank is a tank, plastic jar with a screw top lid, filled with vile red spew, and the final most important piece of the Scumdog leader, Odorous Orungus. So I was looking more into this Spew Tank thing. It's I think I want it. Like I just want that. I don't want the figures because you pull it out and there's like pieces of like bone and like organs in there, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. Knowing Gwar though, it's probably gonna like smell terrible. So I don't want to like. I'm curious. That's all. I'm fascinated at the most.
I'm in. I'm in.
And
Ooh,
finally,
man, you didn't let me know, man. I would have got my toothpick ready.
Finally, we have the Mattel WWE Bash at the Beach 96 Walmart exclusive Elite Collection 3-pack. If you don't know, this is the infamous Outsiders introducing their third member, who happens to be the All-American Hulk Hogan, who turns heel. And it was a shot heard around the world. But this is that moment enshrined in action figure goodness, I guess.
I was at this point, was Scott Hall, or was he Razor Ramon still?
He was Scott Hall. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Yep.
Okay.
WCW.
Gotcha.
This was the beginning of the NWO. This was the whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. It was that whole thing in wrestling that I didn't pay attention to.
Hey, there you go. That's fair. But how about the reason we're here? And that is Micro Machines. And if it doesn't say Micro Machines,
it's not the real thing.
We're going to talk a little bit more about it, but man, that was a great part of the marketing for these things. You know, between John and the tagline and the toys themselves, it was the perfect storm, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 1987.
What a year.
What a year indeed. We had Clemens v. Hedin, Patty Joe Hedin, and Ned Kane. Sorry. Oh man, I'm having trouble on my screen here. Anyway, the Hedins and Galoob were both looking for to get in the toy car business, right?
Yep.
And so we all know Matchbox and Hot Wheels kind of ruled the roost. And I guess
let's be honest, you know, it was what was their tagline? Leading the way.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels, yeah. So hello.
Yeah. So they actually went to, I guess it was New York Toy Fair. Everywhere I read just says Toy Fair, but I think that's what New York Toy Fair is, just Toy Fair, if I'm not mistaken. Galoob was looking for something. They had something, and it was like a match made in heaven, and it just picked up immediately. Just reading about it, apparently it's very unheard of for a toy company to pick up a product instantly, right? Like usually it gets shopped around, people are giving offers back and forth. It was immediately. So yeah, Galoob knew what it was, the Hedins knew what it was, and it went straight into production. So
just so you guys know, it says Clemens v. Hedin. That's his full name. It's not Clemens versus Hedin. This wasn't like some big court case and whatnot. Okay, because we have had some controversies talked about on here before. So
yeah, we have. So they had 24 little cars to show off, to produce for their first wave. And it was, like I said, an instant success. Like between the marketing and the product itself, it was a perfect storm, right? And then, speaking of the marketing, they brought in John Machida Jr., who was the fast talking guy, was his tag name. I think he had a John Motormouth Machida was also his nickname.
Yep.
Spoke 586 words per minute, which was a Guinness World Record at the time. And you heard it in the intro, obviously.
And his pronunciation is what really got it. Like, he wasn't a mumbler. Like,
exactly.
It wasn't like listening to Bone Thugs in that one particular verse. It was, you understood every single word. Yes, did I make an old school rap comment? Yes, I did.
And it's appreciated. But like, yeah, that was the beauty of it. Like, you understood every word he said, and he said it really fast. And it was like, you were immediately attracted to the screen. Or I guess I was. I'm sure a lot of other kids were too, where it was like, what is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a really cool thing. I just want to shout him out because he's great, in my opinion. He was a big part of why it was successful, honestly. Yeah, so this is kind of like what the packaging looked like at first, and you had all these really cool collections. You would have hot rods, off-road, city, was that Slickers?
City Supers.
Yeah, Supers, European collection. But you would also have like airplanes, trains, all kinds of things, man. There was just...
So out of this initial wave, did you have any of these?
Probably. I don't really remember. I had a lot of Micro Machines and play sets, but I can't remember exactly everything I had.
I know out of these 4 right here, I had the Supers and I had the Hot Rod collection.
Knowing my dad, he would have totally bought me the Hot Rod collection because he's that kind of guy. He loves hot rods.
Yep.
So he'd been like, I got you some cars. Toy cars. If I ever wanted a toy and it was a car, it was usually the best. If I wanted to get a toy, that was the easiest way to get one. Can I get a toy car? Like, yep, sweet.
And the worst part is that, we got to, apologize to all our, Gen X and Boomer parents, because these are just as bad as walking on Legos.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that later. For sure. But it to be as small as they were, and they were exaggerated in ways, but they still had so many like great details. Like, there was something that stood out about them, that at least me, that attracted me to them. And I don't know what it was. I guess it was just the exaggerated wheels and style, but yet it still looked like the car or something like that.
Especially like when they started doing lines like, monster trucks, like, with the scaling of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Maybe that's another thing. Like, they were just cute. I mean, to put it plainly, like, oh, as a boy, you're not going to say, oh, these are cute, but that's probably kind of what's in your mind. Like, these are cute. And there was so many different kinds, as we've already said, right? Like planes, trains, and everything else. You had military vehicles, you had motorcycles, you had monster trucks, you had tractors, anything on wheels or tracks or on water.
Okay, I know for a God-given fact, those monster trucks, I had every single one. They were in a 4-pack. I know that. I didn't have the planes. I didn't have the farm stuff. I didn't have the motorcycles because I thought, what was the point? Because they kept falling over. The tanks, my dad didn't really want me to get, military stuff, whatever.
That's fair.
I'm fine getting Mask. I'm fine getting, Star Wars. I'm fine getting Transformers, but whatever. But yeah, I know I had, because I love that purple Roadster.
I remember having like the red like 57 Chevy with the like engine popping out of the hood. That was like probably my favorite one that I had. So like I said, with the hot rods.
What's also really cool about those big wheels, the monster truck ones, if you flick them just right on their tails, they could do a complete 180 flip.
Nice.
And did I do that all the time at the table? And then sometimes they go flying across and
go. Again, like talking about, it would depend on what my dad would want me to have sometimes. The tractors and farm equipment, that was, my dad worked on tractors. So he was always like giving me toy tractors and stuff like that. So it was kind of part of my growing up. I had a lot of that farm equipment. I had monster trucks. I had cars. I had trucks.
I wonder if they got the okay to use John Deere Green.
I'm sure they did. As we're going to find out more, They had plenty of licensing products.
Mhm.
They had permission to use a lot of stuff that ended up being their downfall, honestly.
And on top of that, you think about, they would get as much detail as possible into like your F-14s, your Hornets, your bombers, the tanks. So it was a lot for them, again, to get the tooling. Could you imagine how much Micro Machines would be now, even though they did try doing them again about 5 years ago, how much they would be just for the toy technology, for inflation to do the tooling for something that small?
I don't want to know. It would be a lot.
That's just me thinking as I
Yeah. But I think you said it. You said it again. The detail that was kind of like a big thing to these. Like I was like, that looks like that tractor shrunk down to the palm of my hand,
Mhm.
and that was in the intro video as well. The truck shrunk right down into his hand. That's legit. That would happen in a lot of those commercials. You'd see a car and it would like down into his hand or something like that. So I get it. It's cool. But another big part that made these awesome were the play sets, right? In particular, these little travel play sets that would go in your pocket. You could fold them up, put them in your pocket, take them on the run. You go to your friend's house or whatever, wherever you're going with your mom, you want to play with some toys or something, you just take your little play set and your Micro Machine. That was a big deal, that these things were easy to take with you because of how small they were. You're not packing like huge toys or anything like that. And you could put them together and make your own little city. I love stuff like that when I was a kid.
I don't know if I honestly can't remember if I had any of these.
I didn't have a lot of these pocket ones, but I did have some of the larger ones. Which
Yeah.
are next. So yeah. And I would do this on my kitchen table too, or on my.
You'd come up to your kitchen table and just poke your nose over and just look at the scale of everything.
Yeah. Or I'd be on the floor if my dad was like, "Get that crap off the table." Like, all right, I'll just play on the carpet.
I had Car Wash City. I know that.
I loved putting these things together. I loved going to like a cousin's house or a friend's house that had some too, and we could build our own city together. Like that was fun. That was a really big part.
Now, how many of those pieces or connectors did you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I took that one home with me. I forgot that one was mine"?
I don't remember. I'm sure it happened. I'm sure it happened. But again, we had these things for Hot Wheels too, but you're on scale, so these sets are so much bigger, which means they're more expensive, which means they're stationary too. Like you can't really take them anywhere. They're going to be in your room, and that's about it. You have to ask permission to go in the living room or kitchen or wherever. These were just easy to pick up and put somewhere. And if your parents were like, "Don't play there," you could just pick it up real easily and move it somewhere else and keep playing.
And my family was the opposite. Don't take these anywhere because you're going to lose them. They would rather me bring a full-size, heavy die-cast Hot Wheel.
That's fair.
Peg at somebody's head than a pea-size Micro Machine and lose it.
That's fair. No problem there. But you had things you could carry them in like this.
This was the one for everybody in my neighborhood.
And they had, this is just probably the more popular one, the van that would unfold into the city set, but they had airplanes that would do this. They had things that looked like gas cans, things that would like look like a normal thing that would unfold into this playset city. And again, just genius on their part to do this. And I don't know, we've probably seen it in other things, but with Micro Machines, it just works on a different level, like a better level. You know what I mean? So that's just me.
I think I might have had the plane. I wanted the gas can. I definitely wanted the gas can.
I wanted the gas can too, and I never got it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I'm seriously going way back in the Wayback Machine right now. And something as small as this right now is really feeling that small in my brain. So this is a head scratcher tonight.
That's fair. That's fair. I do have vivid memories of playing these with a cousin, just, wherever on the floor, set up our little city. This is my house. That's your house. And we'll just play like we'll play life. You know what I mean? But
pay the toll, 3 cars.
They'd be like, "I'm going to drive home and get my truck. I'll be right back." It was just stuff like that. I loved it. It was cool. Merchandising, right? Like
merchandising.
Once something gets big enough, big franchises are going to start paying attention, and they're going to want a piece of it, and they're going to want to collaborate. And of course, that happened with Micro Machines. It was huge. before we get started on this, at one point, Micro Machines was selling more product than Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and is it Majorette or Margarette? The other, I don't remember. Anyway, 3 of the biggest car toy retailers combined. That's a big deal.
Okay, now hold on a second. This is where I'm going to split hairs.
Okay.
Are they selling more because their packs, we were more per pack? So they were selling, unit wise, they probably were selling more. Or were they selling more because on base total sales?
I think it was sales, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is when I started falling out. Now, obviously, episode 1 was early 2000s. So this is when you and I were close to the teens. And I don't think we were really playing Micro Machines that much.
So before, I wish I had found like, there are a couple of, not up here at all. They started doing the original movies first, right? Like episode 4, 5, and 6. And they were a hit. They were such a hit that Hasbro started paying attention, right? And, and then they eventually got into it after the prequels, I think, is when they kind of picked it up. And this was really Micro Machines' downfall because, like I said, Hasbro got involved because they had a lot of Star Wars stuff at that time, I think, and they wanted to add this to their collection. I'll also say, as we go through these, this is where they started to include like miniature people. You can see the Ewoks up there. I feel like that was a part of the downfall. It was no longer Micro Machines anymore. It was like miniature play sets.
Yep.
But like dioramas, right? So it wasn't like build your own city or whatever. It was build your own movie scene which sounds cool, but
they tried to, and we're not knocking these other franchises, but they tried to Mighty Max or Polly Pocket it. If they would have kept with the ships, like if you go back one, if you could please.
Yeah, I can.
And you've got Slave One. I'm sorry, I'm going to say ooh. The Bespin Cloud Racer, and I think that's an Imperial something or other.
Yeah.
Those are cool. But again, the little tiny 3 centimeter tall,
Ewoks.
No, I mean, they're Ewok-sized stormtroopers. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do the Battle of Naboo, with a Gungan that's only,
Well, the problem is they were encroaching on action figure territory, honestly. And, like, it's just not as cool as, like, at this point, 4.5 or 4 3/4 would have been the hot thing at this point, probably. It's just not gonna fly. It's not the same. Yeah. But I threw a few franchises in here. Star Trek, I think, is one of the more successful Micro Machine franchises. It was just the ships.
I knew about this.
Yeah, it was just the ships.
Because I mean, I could go through and tell you right now, that's a Runabout, that's a Delta, that's a Romulan, that's a a Bird of Prey, the Defiant class right there. You've got my God, DS9, a Borg Cube starship, a Runabout from the original TOS, because those old scientists, I mean, Voyager. There's some gorgeous. I mean, you've even got a the one with the 4 cells, the Farragut, I believe it is. Like, yeah, I know my Star Trek. Can you tell?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I wish I would have known about these. My God.
I think this is one of their more successful tie-ins, like I said, because they stuck to just the ships, which are important in Star Trek, right? And in Star Wars too, but more important in Star Trek, I think. So sticking to vehicles, it works.
It works.
We're not trying to.
I don't need a mini data. I don't need a millibyte data.
Which
I mean, how do you do a Captain Picard? You'll know which one he is. He's got the bald top.
And then. Power Rangers was hot too at this time.
Thanks for throwing that in.
And again, like, it was cool to have the Zords. It was cool to have like, it was kind of cool for me to have like the monsters as well.
That were Zord size. And
I
will give them credit on this. Like Goldar with the Dino Zord, Babu with the Megazord. Who's that? Is that the King Sphinx with Titanic? That's awesome. I was not a fan of this. And yes, we all know I'm a Power Ranger fan. But if you would have taken out the action figures and made larger vehicle packs or whatnot, go for it. Like, you could have done the Shark Cycles. Like, I don't know why. I'll tell you why now that I remember. Do you know why Kimberly and Trini come with the blue and black motorcycles?
Well, I mean, just guessing, right? Sorry. It's hard to sell the girls part of
Because the
this.
girls never got their own motorcycles. They were running.
Well, they didn't. That's right. I never think about it. That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh man, I had a few of these packs. I don't remember which ones exactly, but yeah, I thought they were cool.
Putty. I don't need.
But I only played with like the Zords and the monsters. I never really cared about the little Rangers themselves. I probably lost them pretty soon. If it was a little person, it was gone probably. So
at this point, if I would get my hands on them, yeah, I might have them and see if I can sell them off and just keep the Zords on my shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have done that. I have bought whole figure sets and thrown out the rest of it just to get one little guy.
Yeah, fair. Also Marvel got involved, obviously. We got Spider-Man and the X-Men. I'm always like, when it comes to like Spider-Man vehicles, I'm like, I really don't care. Other than the Spider Buggy, that's the only one I care about.
And Peter Parker, yeah. Park.
And then the X-Men, like, other than the Blackbird, like, I don't know, like,
that's Magneto's helicopter. He
Yeah.
had that in the, but what's the other thing? That's got to be something Wolverine. If that
It probably
that
is.
color yellow.
It's probably that little like. Well, no, it's got more than two wheels. He had his little motorcycle back in the Toy Biz days.
Where's Ken? We need a Ken.
Where is he? And again, we're getting into Mighty Max territory because you've got these sets that open up into a diorama and you've got figures. Where's the vehicles? There's no vehicles here.
There's no more machines in the machines.
Yeah. The machine is.
Don't get me wrong, the T900 is a machine, but from Cyberdyne Systems.
And again, we have an episode on R-rated toys, and we did not include any of this stuff. Go back and watch that if you're interested in this kind of stuff. But Aliens, Predator, Terminator, even not R-rated, but Indiana Jones had some stuff too that I didn't include on this slide. But they were tapping into movie franchises, just not in the right way, in my opinion. Which I think they did have some vehicle sets of T2 at least. I don't know about Aliens and Predator. I don't know what vehicles you would use, but there were some like T2 Micro Machine sets with like the bike, right, and the tanker truck and things like that. So,
but you can't do it. You couldn't do the, because
you couldn't.
No.
And then this is the one that makes the most sense to me. Transformers, right? But it didn't come out until like this was later down the line when the movies are dropping.
Yep. Now, just so everybody knows, Micro Machines have come. They've come around in different waves. If you really think about it, we had the original 1987 wave, and then it. How many times has it come back since then? Like these, I believe, are Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah. So that's what 2009 ish, 2006, 2009, and then. It's just crazy. Like out of the Transformers, we had blind boxes. We had Age of Extinction, Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen. And then there were just other ones like Jazz, Bumblebee, Brawl. There was a lot. There was actually quite a bit. Galvatron. Wow.
I can't find the exact. Oh, here it is. Okay, so in the late '90s is kind of when Micro Machines fell off. And this is when in 2000 Hasbro bought Galoob, actually the whole
no.
Yeah.
Hasbro bought another company?
Yeah.
No.
And like I said before, it was because they wanted them for more Star Wars toys. Like because Micro Machines, Star Wars fans will buy anything really, but like, that was a big thing why they wanted it. But yeah, after that they just couldn't recapture the magic. It was like you say, it comes out in spurts now. Like if they have something special, they're like, you know what, we should make a Micro Machine set of that. They'll do that, right?
Last time I think anything hit was 2020.
The actually that Optimus Prime in the top left dropped earlier this year because I almost bought it. I saw it at Target. It's just Optimus Prime. I can't remember the little blue Corvette. I don't know why it wasn't like something better, but
Make it roller or hot rod or
because his trailer opens up into like a small little playset, like the original toy.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty cheap too. But yeah, that's the most recent Micro Machine thing that I've seen is that Optimus Prime 2-pack. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if there was an anniversary or something. But yeah. Speaking of Transformers, by the way, I forgot to mention that the Micro Machines man was the voice of Blur in the Transformers movie.
That's true.
In subsequent animated features.
That's because Blur was such a fast talker, you needed somebody to do it as well.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to pick up on that one. I had that one earmarked too.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Galoob was creator of Game Genie, which I didn't realize. I probably knew, but it didn't like strike me until I was looking this up. I was like, oh man, what a perfect way to introduce your video game. Galoob, Game Genie, Micro Machines video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they've had a bunch on different systems throughout time, but I think there's like one in particular you wanted to talk about.
Yes. So you notice at the top here, this is Nintendo.
Yeah.
So with Galoob being a Canadian-based company and not making many video games just yet, they worked with a company called Codemasters / Camerica, Canadian America, and they made these very particular gold NES cartridges. Now, the majority of these you could not, on their first initial launch, you couldn't buy them retail in the States. Do you know where you could get them at?
Let me think. Like in the States?
Mm-hmm.
Kmart.
Nope, you couldn't buy them retail.
Oh, was it like a mail-in?
shop.
Was it like proofs of purchase from Micro Machines?
These were available on QVC.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this is where you got games like Dizzy the Egg. I actually had quite a few of these Codemaster games as a kid because, like I've said before on here numerous times, my dad was a huge what we know now is online shopping. He was on TV shopping. What's cool, and I didn't add this on here, on the back of those because it was a Canadian game or Canadian made, and it was also made for the States. There's a small switch on the back where you could go based on whether it was NTSC or PAL regions.
Okay.
Yep. So these are pictures of the original Micro Machines game, which was also not licensed by Nintendo. So if you go back to the yes, look, there's no gold seal on there.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yep. So if you go back to the previous one, you look at the Super Nintendo one and so on and so forth, you have the gold seal on them.
Yeah.
You don't on the original game. And I think that also has to do with the fact that because Nintendo was having such, and now this is me speculating here, folks, before we make this canon. So this is my head canon. Because Nintendo was having such a hard time with Galoob because of the issues with the Game Genie, that's why they didn't endorse a lot of these games coming out of Camerica. I had these games. Me and my buddies played the heck out of these. If you take a look over there, you've got Gas Can Alley. Those are supposed to be hot rods. They look like hover cars. All right. The billiards table was F1 racing, and it didn't really matter what vehicle you picked. They kind of they relatively had the same mechanics. It's like I've always said when it comes to racing games, you're always going to have the opportunity to get first place. You just got to drive better than the other guy. The bubble bath one, though, there was a little, if you hit a bubble, you popped, you moved, you so on and so forth. Again, Gas Can Alley, you hit that oil slick, you could spin out a little bit. But this was before we had like our Mario Karts with our drifting and everything. Yeah. It was a very basic, you're taking squared corners and everything. I love the hell out of this game. We played it for hours and hours and hours. Me, Mike, Mark, and Carl, we just played for hours and hours. Yes, we had a car.
I enjoy top-down racing games. They're kind of fun, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love the fact that, yes, we got a huge franchise out of it, but it all started with an unlicensed video game. That's something near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Micro Machines, as we said, got huge in the zeitgeist, in the pop culture realm, right? So much so that they were in a blockbuster film, right? A huge movie. And I just from the frame,
Planes, trains, and automobiles. See, I told you.
I'm wondering if anyone in the chat could name the movie from this still, right? Those are Micro Machines laid out in a very strategic way, right? To do something very special.
I mean, and if you don't get this, we're going to send some certain individuals to your house, and they might, overflow your sinks.
But
I
yeah,
mean, let's be honest. If you don't know Home Alone by now, shame on you.
oh,
I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me! You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
that's right. Home Alone. He's even got it on the battle plans. Micro Machines at the bottom of the stairs. Dude, I remember immediately be like, he's playing with Micro Machines like me.
I don't know if you could actually do that whole slip on them, but
It would be tough. I know it was a hardwood floor, so that would help. But
I mean, yeah, that was going to help. And I had a lot of carpeted houses, so I don't know.
yeah.
Do we have to try this for science?
I don't know what the physics are. Hey, I know Mythbusters is done, but like, if somebody out there wants to try this,
Yeah,
we would love to see it.
Play for Keep Busters.
Not it.
Man, yes, you're thirsty for more. And if you are thirsty for more, you want to make sure that you do like we always do. You stay here with Nerd Initiative. We are the home of all your comics, movie, TV, wrestling, all the reviews you can think of. You can catch us out on all these socials. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you hit that big, hard subscribe button. You ding the thing, you make it ring, you hit that bell for notifications when we do go live, and then you smack and tap that thumbs up to let Michael, the GEO, know that we're doing our job and we're doing it well. Again, this was a very big episode about a very small thing. We were so happy to be able to share this with you. Mickey, I applaud you. This is a kudos. Hats off to you. Oh, yeah, awesome. So let me explain this. I'm going to roll out a frame here. This was another level in the Micro Machines game. This was actually the Genesis version. As I point up here. And the reason I can tell is because of where the first, second, third, and fourth place are. If it was the Nintendo version, they're little blobs. This was a pool hall. And so you could actually either go under the queue or you could hit the ramp right and go over the queue. Yeah.
Nice.
So you're using the billiard chalk. Not that you actually drew the course, but that was billiard chalk on the felt.
That's pretty cool. You could draw your own course. That's a good idea.
No, you couldn't. But that's how.
I know, but it's a good idea for a video game. Somebody should do that.
Yeah, it's Mario Kart. They did that in real life.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you so very much for everybody joining along here.
Yeah.
We've got more great things coming up. We are working on a few things behind the scenes. We've got New York Comic Con coming up, so God knows what's going to be coming up with that. So you want to make sure you stay tuned. Yeah, there's a lot of big things coming as we now supersize out of this particular episode.
We're going back to normal size.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So as always, we just want to remind you, and I'm not going to say it as fast as I really, really, really want to right now. But when you play, make sure
you play for keeps.
That's right. When you play for keeps, and make sure that you come back here as soon as I don't want to keep rambling on.